I've been looking for a really good solution for my membership areas and for my online courses. And I've used a bunch of them, some of them free, some of them paid, and it really came down to I needed better functionality and I didn't want to pay at least $97 a month or more when I'm giving away free courses. So when Groove came out, and that would be what we're going to be looking at as GrooveMember, I hopped in, was using it. I have an old video on this and it's changed a lot since then, and it has come really far. So I wanted to show you, if you're looking for a good free software to get started with, Groove is perfect for you. And we're going to be looking specifically at GrooveMember, and you'll see on the screen here, I've got some little icons on here. Now, first, I've got Groove Pages, Groove Sell, Groove Mail, and GrooveMember on here. And you're like, wait, Kim, that's so many grooves. They're all different apps within Groove. So the way it works is that instead of having to have a funnel builder and a website and a connection for selling and a connection over here for email, you can have it all in one solution. That's the Groove idea. And they've done a really good job of bringing that all together. Now, I'm not going to say there's not some quirks and some things that you might prefer to do separately, but if you're just getting started, this is a great solution. Let's look at the flow real quick. So if somebody comes in, they're going to come either in through Groove Pages, where your opt-in or your sales pages, or they're going to come in through whatever website you have, right? And I will show you later how I connected it. But then they come in, and once they sign up or buy on whichever one, then Groove Sell connects that opt-in to both Groove Mail and GrooveMember. Okay, they sign up here and GrooveMember will deliver it. They go on your email so you can send them updates and everything else. On the free level, you can't integrate with a third-party email platform. There are ways, though, that you could copy and paste it. You can no, you can't export. So you'd have to copy and paste. That's about the only way. So that's Groove. And again, it's free, so it's all built in. That's all you need to worry about. Now let's hop into actual Groove, and I'll show you how easy it is to build the membership or course. So I'm in a free version of Groove so that you can see the free side of it. I have a paid version that I use for all of our memberships, but I wanted to show you the free level in case that's where you're starting. Here I am in the dashboard, and you can see I've got Groove Pages, Groove Sell, Groove Mail, GrooveMember, which are all ones that we've talked about. Now there's also Groove Video, Groove Blog, Groove Cart, Groove Webinar, and they might even have more over here. Now the important thing to understand is that all of these are included. There's various levels of each one that you're going to get. No credit card required, no trial period. You just completely free until you reach the point where you need to pay. And that's when you want to go past that point, which we'll talk about. For now, I'm just going to show you GrooveMember. Groove Pages is a simple page builder, and we're going to talk about that some other time. Now, if you're like, hey, I don't know how to build all this stuff, I have that free course for you. Just click the link in the description. You can sign up for it. You'll get access to the free course, and it'll walk you through all the steps, okay? So Groove Video, while we're here and thinking of it, is where you could theoretically load up videos. On the free level, you only get like a few videos that you can load up, and there's a lot of limitations to it. So even on the paid version, I still use Vimeo, and that's just simply because I have it and it's easy to use. Groove Video is an option. You can also use YouTube. So there's plenty of ways to implement video if that's what you need, and that's what I use for all my courses is video. I already have them in Vimeo, so I'm like, I'm just going to keep using what I have. So you can still use other things. So I'm going to go into GrooveMember, and I loaded one up already. On the free level, you only get one membership and one course. On the paid one, you could have multiple courses under different memberships. So if I wanted to have a membership specifically about e-commerce, and I do, I have an e-commerce membership specifically for our marketplace, right? So everything inside there is all about the marketplace, and that's one membership. But then I have another membership that's Little Biz Resources, and it's marketing training, Little Biz Trainings now. And it's marketing training and teaches all different things. And then I have a different one that is this one, that's ETS. And so these are all different types of memberships that group together courses that belong in that topic. But I might have courses that cross over into both. Like marketing, you use it in affiliate marketing, you use it in e-commerce and everything. So I could have some sort of how to build a Facebook page, and I can include that in multiple memberships. That's on the paid version though. On the free version, it's just one membership and one course. So I'm in this membership area. So I'm going to do membership. I'm going to come in here and I have customize your membership. We're not going to look at that much. That's like how to change everything around. That's all in the course. Manage courses is where you're going to have your courses. Manage members, if you're like, hey, I don't want to have to worry about setting up automation. I just want to be able to when somebody says yes, I'll put their email in, and you want to manually do it, you can just come in here and manage members and add and remove members. Manage access levels. This is one of the first things that you want to do once you've built your course, is give them access. At the free level, you have one access level. If you're like, hey, I want a free option and a paid option, you can't have that. You can have one. What's really nice in the paid version is that, let's say you have a free opt-in and maybe they get like the first third of the course, and then you're like, okay, the first upsell is going to be the second third of the course, and then maybe the next upsell is going to be the last part of the course. And so with each one you can do that, or you can have multiple courses. So like the first course maybe is free, and then the next funnel is adding on a course, and you manage the access levels that way. And I show you how to do all of that in the free course. All right, settings and analytics are not super critical when you're getting set up. Once you are set up, you'll be able to see all of those. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to go to manage courses so you can see the course side of it. And here's where you would add a course, and so you can see add course from library. So your courses are in a course library. That's how you add them to multiple memberships. I'm going to say edit course so you can see this one. And I haven't done a whole lot. There's customized banners. There's so much. I actually cloned this one from my paid one and put it in here so I'd have it. I'll show you how easy it is to build a little page, but I've got all these modules in here, and here is the outline for it. And this is because I'm on the admin side. And so I can see where it's welcome, and there's some steps. And then I've got another module here to show you in just a minute. Module, and I have module lesson, module lessons. But you can have, and this is what I added here, is you have a module name, a default lesson if you want to do module lesson. But if you're like, hey, I want it to be, I don't know, let's say you're going to do something on Facebook marketing and you wanted to do a chapter on your personal page, a chapter on groups, a chapter on ads, a chapter, and under that chapter is multiple lessons, right? So you can break this up and have it be really deep if you want to. For me, I like to keep my courses a little bit smaller if possible. It makes it easier to find, and they can go through things a little bit faster. So I'm going to come in here though, and I'm going to show you, like here, all I have to do if I want to change the module name, I just edit the module name, Kim's new module. And they have image on the right, image on the left, and image in the background. You can turn the banner off, you can leave it on. So I'm just going to leave image in the background, which is blank right now. And you can see it changed here. I can change the description here. I just literally come in here and type, right? It's not hard at all. So that's the module, and that's lumping everything underneath the module together. Then I have, if I wanted to do a lesson or a chapter. Now let's go into the chapter, same type of thing. For me, the only value to having chapters is if I were going to do a large marketing course. Let's say that I want to do Facebook and Pinterest, and each one of those was a module. And then inside were chapters and lessons. Because it's so big and detailed, that's where I would come in with the chapters. Most of my stuff, again, doesn't have chapters because I break the chapters out more into the modules and leave one course as a topic. So this is very flexible, very flexible. So if you're like, man, I only want to teach somebody how to build a Facebook page, you can do it. You can do it in an entire course. So here, same thing, chapter name, there's the description. So let's go into the lesson because this is where kind of the meat of it is. I'm going to close this right this second. That's just the outline I was in. Now here's where you can add in media. You have video, image, or audio. If I wanted to add a video, I can come in here and I could go into my video library. I could go and add a YouTube video. So from YouTube, Vimeo video, and this is what I use a lot, a Wistia video, or an embed code. I have to tell you guys, I'm going to have a separate video about this super amazing video software, and it uses an embed code and it works in Groove, and it's really cool because it's interactive and I love it. It's really neat. I'm gonna have to do a different video on that because you can use it anywhere, but it has to have an embed code, and that's where it comes in handy. So this one's really fun, and when I get to that video you'll see why it's so much fun. But you put the video in there, you've got your content here, you can have your headline, you type stuff in here, you just replace it. Same thing here, you just put your content in. You can add in other elements. Let's say you want to do another video, you can have a second video. So you're not limited to one video per lesson. You can have multiple videos in a lesson, and when they're done, they can come down and mark as complete. So once they've done everything on the page, they mark it as complete and they can go on to the next lesson. And this will track their progress. So this one says 0 of 15 lessons completed. And you can have a download section. And let's go over this real quick. So you've got your video, you can have more content, you have a checklist, you can have an accordion style on here, you can have audio, download, and a PDF section. Now your download sections, they host it. So you don't have to have a separate file for that. And like a lot of times companies will say, okay, well, if you want to have files, you have to put it in a Google Drive or something. You don't have to do that with this. You can just load it up there. They do have limitations on it, both on the free and the paid version. That's just simply because everybody does. So you may have to, put a link in or something. And you can come in here if you wanted to edit some of this text. You can just come in here. You can bold it if you want to. You can turn it into a hyperlink and link out to somewhere. Tons of flexibility here. And if you're like, I have an idea for the content, but I'm not really sure how we should do the outline, I have a section in the course. My free course for you is completely free. If you already have Groove, go through it. If you don't have Groove, sign up for Groove through the link, because you get some special templates when you go through our link, and you'll get access to the course as well. And you'll be able to set up your own course pretty quick. The hardest part for me is recording the videos. And I actually have a session on how to come up with content. And if you're like, hey, I don't know how to do the video, but I have some ideas and I just don't know if I want an outline or whatever, I've got some information there for you about that as well. So tons and tons of resources in there. But look, this is really simple, right? We've got this set up and everything. And once you're done, you save it and you'll have it. Let's go back to the outline so you can see this. So you got your outline, you'll have all of this, the people will be able to work through it. And then let's go back. We're going to go back and show you the settings on this. So we're back in the membership settings, and this is the main membership settings. And I'm going to go to manage access levels. And here I can come in here and see that it says main access. So I'm actually going to delete this so you can see this. And I'm going to create a new access level. Now, if you're like, hey, you're not going to watch the course, I'm going to make sure this is important you understand. When somebody gets access to it, they're going to get notified that they get this access. So you want to name it something that's not going to make it go into their spam folder, or something that's not, they're not going to be like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? What I would recommend is that if I were to have multiple courses, Facebook, Pinterest, etc., on the free level, you get one access. So you might just say it was one course anyway, so whatever the course name is. But if you had multiple courses and you were like, okay, I'm going to give one access at this level and one access, you might have it match whatever they're purchasing. So if they purchase an ultimate level, make sure it says ultimate level here, because they're going to get an email saying that. So I'm going to just go and put main access, because there's only one course here. And I could say main ETS access, since it's an ETS course. So I'm going to say next. Now on the paid version, you could have multiple courses and select what level you want. Very simple, very easy to walk through. I'll walk you through the course. So I'm going to say select course. I'm going to say next. Now, when I get into the actual course, now if you had 3 picked, you'd have 3 courses up here. You can go to each one and do what you need to do. So here I have the overview, and it says instant access. And if you're here, this is for the whole level, right? So if I wanted to drip everything out, I could say I want to drip everything out 2 days after they started. Now it's the welcome, no, but let's say that my new module, they only get that after they've been in here for a month. So I'm going to drip it. I'm going to say 30. I'm going to save that. Now, you can't do like upsells or anything else. You could, but it's a little bit more complicated on the free level. So you could make it so that part of this is part of an upsell, and you're just going to have some limitations on that free part. So you play with this and see where it's at. Again, I'll go through the course on different areas and stuff, but you could do everything all in one course and have upsells within it. But you're going to, usually for most people, you're going to have instant. This is where memberships come in handy though. I'm going to teach a method of passive membership where you still build the information ahead of time. So for example, let's say you're in woodworking and you're like, okay, you're going to get 2 new, I don't want to call them recipes, but templates, whatever. You're going to get 2 pieces of information, 2 projects every month. And maybe they sign up initially and they get 12 projects, and then every month they get 2 new projects as long as they're paying. So that would be part of an upsell that you could have recurring, and you can literally load this in here. So let's just say that modules 1, 2, and 3, you can see clones on there because I cloned it from another one. So module 1, 2, and 3, and let's say module 1 they're not going to get until they've been in it for 30 days. And then module 2 they're not going to get until 30 more days after that. And you have it set up so every 30 days after they come in, they get charged. And so every 30 days they would get a new one added. You can put that in. Oh, so this would be actually 60 days, sorry. So 60 days. So you'd have, okay, after 1 month, they get access to this one. After 2 months, they get access to this one. Do you see where that should hopefully make sense? If not, I'm going to do a separate video on that as well. But that's how you can do recurring passive, more of a passive style with memberships. And the other option is you can come in here and you can add it, right? So February 1st, you come in here and you, okay, here's the next module, and you add it in. You could build it and hide it in advance and everything else. So there's so much flexibility here. There's absolutely no reason why this couldn't work for what you need it to work for. I'm sure somebody can come up with a way for it not to work, but this is so much flexibility that I can't think of a scenario where it wouldn't work for what I needed to do. Let's say that you wanted to say, okay, every month we're going to have a Zoom call and we're going to put the recordings in here. You can have a section for that and have the Zoom call in there and just add it in after the fact. There's so much flexibility in here. It's amazing. So that is the important part of membership versus course. And you can, again, you can adapt it so the course is the same way. If you have it so that they have a 3-pay, that maybe they don't get access to some of the bonuses until after they've been in it, until their 3-pay's over. You can set it up that way in here. So lots and lots of flexibility I really like about Groove. And again, Groove has everything built in. So if you don't have a website, you don't have an email marketing program, you don't have any of that, you can just use everything inside Groove and you can start for free. We're gonna go back to the dashboard and go to the levels and what you get. Okay, so I'm looking at upgrade right now. This is a completely free account. I do not pay for this one. I pay for a different account. In here, and of course they have lifetime offer right now. They had an announcement that they're bringing it back. I don't know how long they're going to offer it, and if like my specific account may only have it offered for a certain period of time. I'm keeping this account free so I can find the limitations and everything. But my other one, I have a lifetime account for, and I do recommend if you're like, hey, this is something I really want to do, the lifetime version, because by the time you pay out monthly for anywhere else, you can do a couple years on here, and we'll do the math in a minute. So this is the current one. Here's some important numbers to consider. If you're going to be doing email, you're going to be doing everything in there. You can have 500 contacts. You can have 2,500 email sends per month. If you have 500 contacts, that's only 5 emails per month. So you're doing like 1 a week and then an extra one. Not great if you are like, hey, I want to email on a regular basis. If you're just emailing updates and you don't plan on having a ton of updates, works just fine. Then you can have 1 custom domain, and I'm not going to dive into that in here. You can get a domain on, like we sell them on Little Biz Domains. You can get like your .com, and you can come in here and you can connect it. That's all in the course. And then they have 25 pages of hosting, which is important because you can't go forever. Unlimited e-commerce stores, that's always fun. Then, and that's separate, right? That's, we talked about this is all part of Groove. So that has nothing to do with memberships. E-commerce stores, nothing to do with memberships. So there are a couple things. You can't export leads and data. You only get 1 membership site. You do not have automated webinar, which if you have Zoom like I do, not the end of the world. Only 5 videos for hosting. I'm pretty sure there's some limitations on that it's like more than other ones, but even still, 5 videos is not a lot. Could get you through, course, might not. No share funnels, can't export sites. The unlimited products goes back to e-commerce. Then let's see, these are all about affiliate marketing. No third-party email providers. So you can't export, and there's no third-party, there's no integrations or anything. If you wanted to, and I can pull this up in just a second, one way to do that is when you go through Groove Sell, is that you can, I can't apparently type and talk at the same time. And I still can't type and talk at the same time. So I was testing on here. This is like a list of different free training. This is just a new free course, right? So what I did was I attached it in here, and this is a link. And if I click on that, it opens up Groove Sell, and you can see it's a test one. And this is how they can get access to the membership. And then you go into Groove Sell. Again, I walk through how to do all of this in the course, but that was on my own site. It wasn't on Groove, right? So you can have different ways to still use it and use it with your resources. So you could bring somebody in through a different opt-in or something and connect it all in there just through a little bit of a chain, right? So somebody could opt in through your email. Let's say like I have a Mailvio and it has an opt-in form, separate hosted opt-in form. And so I don't have a website, but maybe I have them go to that opt-in form. They opt in, and then I redirect them to set up their account. Okay, here's how you set up your account. And then I have on that thank you page, set up your account, and it would all automate it still. And I would now have it in a third-party platform and in Groove. So lots of ways to do things. I'm telling you, it's just, this is really good. This is a really good opportunity. to get started for free. And if you already have some resources, you can still figure out ways to integrate them and connect them. Then the first level that they have is a startup. Now, again, ignore today's special offer, because even if it's there when you get there, it may not be, because who knows how long it's going to be there. But they have a $39.99 when it's paid annually and $99 a month. You go up to 3 membership sites at that point. And then you also have unlimited custom domains, which is not super helpful if you have 3 membership sites, because you still only have 3 membership sites. But you do get levels. That's what's nice. So if you're like, hey, I really don't want to have to pay too much, even at $99 a month, you're cheaper than ClickFunnels now. I think I saw their lowest is like $149. So creator goes up, and you guys can come in and look at all of yours, but I wanted to show you the one we have is premium plus it's a lifetime. So it's $3,000. Let's do that math at 100. I said it's 115. You don't get any of this, half the stuff on ClickFunnels at $150 a month. Okay, so at $3,000 divided by $150 a month, that's 20 months. That's not even 2 years. So I feel like if you're going to commit to your business and you're going to give yourself a year or 2 to do this, lifetime's the way to go. And you get all of this stuff included. Check this out. 50,000 contacts. 50,000 contacts on pretty much anywhere else is going to be hundreds, even thousands of dollars a month. Their email deliverability isn't 100%, but I've found that I've used tons of email stuff and they're all not 100%. So I always recommend multi-marketing through like email marketing, messenger marketing, even build an app for updates or something. And so we talk about all of that in the membership course. So 50,000 contacts, unlimited emails. You can be emailing them every day, multiple times if you really want to harass them. I don't recommend it. You get unlimited, you get templates. There's so much stuff that you're getting access to here. Unlimited videos, unlimited automated webinars, unlimited membership sites. I'm telling you, unlimited membership sites. And that's the one that got me, right? Oh my gosh, I could do so many. Then there's just so much potential here. And that price is really good if you consider 20 months of ClickFunnels and less than 2 years. So I recommend, if it's available to you, that you get it, right? And then of course they are currently offering lifetime. And if you have Groove, then you should do that. But if you go through our link that is also in the description or in the membership area itself, then we're going to have some templates in there for you, some pre-built memberships. If you get the paid version, we'll have some memberships that you can just clone and put into your own site. You can put them on your own thing and you can just collect your own leads and you don't have to worry about it. You can tweak the information in there, and I'll show you where, if you are into affiliate marketing, then you can get access to the affiliate marketing course, and I'll show you how to do those links and everything. Depending on when you sign up, the membership area is still being built, but we've got quite a bit in there already that you can get started. And then of course you can always hop in the Facebook group and ask questions. And eventually I'll have a nice, lovely app that you can also send messages through. So that's our project after this. Look for some more videos on this and ask questions. If you don't want to ask questions on the YouTube videos, ask questions in the Facebook group. And I do answer. Go check my videos. When people leave comments and ask questions, I do reply. I think that this is one of the best free softwares. I think it's the only actual free software on the market that I found. I do like it. I do recommend it, and I do use it. So that's it. Thanks.